Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for more Retro Monday OVAdrive. So, had a decision to make today going into this. Wasn't quite sure which side I would fall on, but ended up falling on the side that you see before you. And the decision was this: do I, after finishing Gunbuster last week, immediately go and jump on into Diebuster, the 20-year anniversary sequel with almost a generation gap in terms of not only the people who would have received it as anime fans and also the people who would have made it as anime creators. And I ended up falling on the side of, yeah, sure, why not? Let's go ahead and do it. Partly because if I were me going into a video store and I saw that both of these were next to each other and I had just finished and returned the VHS for Gunbuster, I would most definitely walk on over to the VHS for Diebuster and pick it up off the shelf. Also, because while it doesn't quite fit the time frame of the slot that I'm trying to go for here, it does seem to me that there's no better opportunity for me to watch something like Diebuster than right now, immediately after having watched Gunbuster. Obviously, that doesn't exactly mirror the experience of waiting 16 to 18 years, depending on when you watched Gunbuster, but whatever, we're still gonna do it. And it might be nice to have Gunbuster fresh in our minds. So, as previously stated, this is like a 20-year anniversary project, and is just based on the time frame was produced 16 to 18-ish years after Gunbuster. So big gap. Big gap. And to put this into context, this is 7 years after the release of End of Evangelion, and 3 years before Tengatoppa Gurren Lagann, 4 years after Furikuri. So this is right in that weird transitional phase of Gainaxi weirdness. It's dead smack dab in the middle of sort of what I would consider like the anime explosion in the West, and it would have been one of those shows that helped contribute to it in an interesting way. Not quite your 80s, 90s VHS retro OVA type of thing, but related to it and probably going to be paying homage to it. The way that I've been thinking about it, not having the information to base this off of, but just as like a speculation, conjecture type of thing, is I've been thinking that as Gunbuster is to Evangelion, Diebuster may be to Tangentoppa Gurren Lagann. In the same way that I saw so many shades and shadows of Evangelion in Gunbuster, sort of retroactively, I get the vibe that I'm gonna feel similar things from Gurren Lagann toward Diebuster. Does that make any sense? I don't know if that makes any sense. Maybe it doesn't make any sense. What does make sense is there are some significant changes in the staff here. Anno is not directing this. Instead, he is listed as storyboard and a number of other things, and he certainly has some degree of input and influence over the show itself, but the direction was in the hands of one Kazuya Tsurumaki, who had, again, just 4 years before, had directed the wildly popular and rather groundbreaking Furikuri. That's interesting. Looking through the other people who are listed as storyboarders, we also have, of course, Tsurumaki himself, as directors and storyboarders usually go hand in hand. And to my surprise, one Ikuhara. Kunihiko. Shit. What's your last character? Kunihiko. It's Kunihiko. Yeah, okay, thank you. Sorry, Ikuhara, I love you. Please make more weird shit soon. I love you. I gotta watch Penguin Drum at some point. Anyway. And Sushio, one of the people who's been responsible for a lot of mechanical design at Gainax for a while. Another thing that I just noticed skimming through the listing of people and cast and characters and stuff on Mal is that the seemingly main character first build character's voice is Yukari Fukui, who is also Nia from Gurren Lagann. So immediately seeing some parallels. Have avoided reading synopses, have avoided reading anything else. I do know that there's like a major time gap and big distance that distances this show from what we just watched last week, and I'm not expecting it to be in the same kind of vibe or the same kind of flavor. Honestly, doing that seems to me about as reasonable as thinking that because they're from the same studio and both contain mechas, that Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann is going to be similar in some way to Evangelion, which is like the most ridiculous statement that you could make, although you could also make an argument for it if you wanted to. On a more thematic level, there are some parallels, but not really. They're so desperately different shows, and I expect kind of the same thing from Diebuster versus Gunbuster. I expect them to be immensely different in a lot of ways. But I've seen Gurren Lagann probably more times than almost any other anime. I don't know if there's anything else that I've watched more times than Gurren Lagann. I've watched Redline more times than I've seen TTGL. I've watched the dub, I've watched the sub, I've watched the dub again, I've watched reactors, watched the dub, I've watched reactors, watched the sub. I've watched Gurren Lagann a lot of times. I've watched and rewatched the fantastic best anime ever videos by Best Guy Ever on the subject. I've watched a bunch of criticism on Gurren Lagann itself. It is far and away one of my favorite shows of all time, and sits at a very comfortable 10 out of 10 on my MAL, because I think it deserves it. I think it's one of the greatest anime ever created, and I will fight you if you disagree, but that's okay. You can disagree. And I've fought people who disagree, and that's fine. They're wrong, but they're allowed to be wrong. That's okay. That's okay. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I'm not expecting this to be as good as Gurren Lagann, partly because it's 6 episodes. I'm also not expecting it to be as interesting and Anno-filled and experimental as something like Gunbuster, nor am I necessarily expecting that it's a goddamn masterpiece the way that Furikuri is, despite having Tsurumaki involved. I am expecting a major style shift from the very clearly hand-done cell design of Gunbuster and Eva after it to something a little bit more modern, and a little bit closer to the Furikuri Gurren Lagann feel that came out of Gainax during these years, or during this decade. Beyond that, I don't really have any expectations. I expect thematic and maybe character-ish parallels between this and what we saw last week in Gunbuster. And I expect fan service because it's rated R+ for mild nudity, so I'll probably have to do some boob editing because, yeah, well, okay. Anyway, I think with all of that said, I've talked a lot about just like people involved and what I maybe expect from the time frame, and it'll probably all be wrong, and that's okay. Let's go ahead and dive on into Diebuster episode 1 and see what we see. I have gone and torrented this from Nya. I grabbed the Nonoriri version of Diebuster, 1080p, high 10p, true HD, da 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 da. I don't know if it's the best version. It's the one I grabbed. It's the one that had the most seeds. Hopefully, if it's not the best version, somebody will let me know. But that's the one I grabbed. Oh, and you know what? I promised GK that as soon as I was gonna as soon as I figured out what I was gonna do, I would tell him so that he could start downloading it. So let me just ping GK really quick. Twill be Diebuster downloaded Nonoriri version. Okay. Yay! All right. There you go, GK. As promised. So, with all of that being done, let's go ahead and dive on into episode 1 of Diebuster, and I expect that we'll probably watch episodes 1 and 2 in this video, unless we end up talking for like an hour and a half about episode 1, which is quite possible. It's Gainax stuff, it's quite possible. But I also get the feeling that, like other things like Furikuri and like Gurren Lagann, a lot of the symbolism sort of floats in the ether before you actually finish it and maybe rewatch it once or twice. So we'll just go with the flow and see what we see and talk about what we talk about, and that'll be it. Yeah. All right. So gonna dive in. There will be 2 versions of this reaction video. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there in the corner, linked in the description, and a timer-based version up on YouTube. The picture-in-picture version, while it will have the video in it, will not have discussion at the end because it's really fucking hard to upload 2 massive videos at the same time, and also Mega has bandwidth limits, so I just cut that part and put it there. If you want that version, go for it. If you want discussion, come back to the YouTube version, because that's where it'll be. And if you want to sync up your own copy of these episodes with the YouTube version up on YouTube, there will be a timer-based version for you to do that with, so you can sync them easily and stuff. Yay! Also, if you want the next episode of this reaction thing series, then hit me up on Patreon. It's a cool place. There'll be a link in the thing. Anyway, if you're using the timer-based version, get your copy ready. Get your no copy of Diebuster good to go, because the beep beep timer to count you down will be coming at you right about now. Diebuster! I really hope that happens. All right. Ah, yeah. Yeah. 20th anniversary production. Hello, blue-tinted doggo. Oh, that's a good boy. Is cold. Instantly Gurren Lagann style to it. Oh, what a good doggo. Doggo just wants a walk. Oh, poor doggo. What the fuck? Uh-huh. No. That's the main who's voiced by Nia, right? I don't know. I shouldn't be looking. It doesn't matter. Where is this? Canada? Mountains of Japan? Okay. What would a god pray to? That's the main character. Because I've... Okay. Does she have cross-shaped eyes? It's the Polar Express! Ugh, snow boots. Ugh. Oh, cold toes. Okay. Got a runaway. Actually, got Carol and Tuesday vibes. That's weird. Alright, Watanabe. What is she running off to? To join the same thing that Noriko joined? Is that a thing? I don't know. No, the top squadron was disbanded. Rockets? Skyscrapers? Both? Who can say? How far into the future are we? Pretty far. She does have cross-shaped eyes. Or star-shaped eyes, really. Okay, become a space pilot. Toppo Nerai. Two. Well, job in a bar, gotcha. Please let me call you One-sama. So... Another... That is not a lot of money. How did you split 6 plates? Negative. Oh, that's nothing. Isaac? Oh. Bitch! I know that voice. No, that's a little weird. Single, very specific ability that may come in massively handy, like drilling. Ah. Fantasies aren't empty, bitch. Gotcha. Space pilot. Robot? Hi. Oh. What are they, miners? Oh! Oh! That's a familiar looking scooter, kind of. Mm. The entire character design philosophy is so Gurren Lagann. Who is that? Oh, who's that? And what's that on her? Aww. Aww. Can we just skip that and become real cool real fast? That'd be nice. Oh. Mm-hmm. Hey. Ah, you pervy bastards. Punk. Soundtrack though. Okay, there's character. Yeah. What is that? A mint julep? Freckles. Are you already a space pilot? Glass slipper? What? 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 Footy cootie? That is very furikuri-esque. The whole direction style is so Tsurumaki. He's exactly the way I was like, oh, Gunbuster, this is so Ano. This is so Tsurumaki. Okay. And shatter the illusion. Or not yet. I don't know, dude. A topless. Okay, so that's probably related to... Ah. Ah, her bike. Get some Gurren Lagann had some sex with some furikuri stuff going on throughout. Please let me call Yone-sama. The scarf. Sup? What race is she supposed to be? With the white hair and the... Huh? Eh? Space monster. Oh. Always third person. Who's Nonoriri? Oh, given a piece of clothing and a smack. Oh, and it splits. Oh. No ri? No ri? No ri ri? Yes! Yes! Okay. No ri ri Noriko. But her name has gotten fucked up after time? What if? Fish what? We got a talking cat and princess. The arc? What we're looking for? Lore dumps. Space monsters. She's speaking through the cat? What the fuck is that? Is that a fucking sea centipede? I don't want anything about that. What do you do in those big ass machines, fam? Okay, what the hell is that thing? Oh, geez, that's just its dick. Split it. Split it. Oh, fuck. What the hell? Are we on Mars? This isn't gonna work. God, some of the animations are really cool. And Super Gurren Lagann. Also, bits of dead leaves in here. Which makes sense, of course. Okay. Rips off the thing. Creates arm. Gigantic arm. Just manifests it out of nowhere. Whoa. Okay. Oh, okay. A oh oh oh. Okay. That's pretty fucking neat. And the CG is interesting. Really good for its time, though. Oh. Oh, no, no. Ava self-reference? But I want to help. I want to be you. Let's go. Semi-familiar. Ha. Eh. Oh. Ah. Oh, and it becomes a cape. Oh. Sure. Sure. Wait. Is that a big ass sword? Oh, that's on its head. Gotcha. Muted. Oh my goodness. This is kind of a blast. Split it. Fire stuff. Shades of Kamina, I guess? Hey, gotta get it in there. No, hard work and guts. And titty. And undercut. Fall apart. Yep, there we go. That's the space monster taking off? Holy shit. Bye, Nono. Alright, held on. Silent. Hey! That's familiar. Mars. Okay. Eh? She's still there? Oh. That's pretty cool. And she's still there, still alive. The fuck is she? Topless. Oh. No way! Yes! Amazing. Finally, finally. Shatter. I feel like my fan has been served. In just about every way. Topless Inazuma kick. You are now in space. Yes, you did. Technically. Crazy. She's fucking crazy. Yeah, Mama's voice actress. I want to know. It's not listed. Okay. And there's something here at the end. Don't know what it is, but there's something. Ah. Uh, Watching these is a bad idea in... Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Okay. So, probably shouldn't watch these. Of course it is. Don't call me One-sama. Don't miss out. I won't. Okay. Okay. Shades of Gunbuster mixed and married with Furikuri-esque direction for sure all throughout, and plot points insofar as there are any that remind me more than anything of Gurren Lagann. So we have Nono, who wants to be a space pilot but ends up being kind of a downtrodden character who's working as a maid and getting lots of lecherous, I don't know, miners or whatever they are. An One-sama character who is very different than the first One-sama that we had, but also has some resemblance in some ways, just as somebody who is competent. So the topless are probably the top, just different now. Gotta become a real space piloto, space monsters, got a talking cat named Taiko, which seems to be that girl who was seemingly talking through the cat. Our One-sama was called Princess Lark. Okay. There are these serpentine twins, and we are on Mars. Also, Buster machines are way different now. Way different, and CG sometimes. Where can I even start? This is chock full of really fascinating and fantastic cuts, to the point where I'm not gonna be able to catch them all going through it. Like the off-screen dog yelp into dog shattered. Jesus. The whole running sequence. This scene where she runs by and then runs back. No, and we hear her, yeah, moving stuff off of it. The Polar Express, getting ready to go. Running away from home, the reveal of what a city is in this world, which is Mars apparently. The cross-shaped eyes, which are also seemingly imbued with whatever her ability to split things is. And then shades of Simone in a somewhat downtrodden character with big dreams and one skill that they don't really know how to use that will probably take them very, very far. Aesthetic shades of Kamina in the new Gunbuster design. This character has a voice that I know I recognize from somewhere. Um, I guess I'll go to ANN Diebuster. Yeah. Mama? Is there a Mama character listed? Cast characters. Russian cast, Japanese cast. I just want the cast. Yeah. Shop owner Nono Nigo. Mama? I don't see her. Mama Diebuster. Don't know. Don't know what her name is supposed to be. Fuck. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I guess I will never know. That's okay. Character design, animation style is like Furikuri mixed with Gurren Lagann. That's the only thing that I can call it. It's right in the middle in terms of years, shares some of the staff, and that's how it feels. From especially the character animation moments, the sort of goofiness of these giant robots with tiny people inside, the scooter, which I'm gonna look up FLCL scooter. Yeah, it's an identical Vespa, just in an orangey color instead of a yellowy color. It's almost identical. Okay. And then the scarf. I feel like there's a major scarf Gurren Lagann? Yoko ends up wearing a scarf. Was that given to her by somebody? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. There are shades of it. So yeah, we've got these guys, and then we're sort of slowly introducing that character in the background. We sort of poop all over Nono's hopes and dreams as we explain to her that becoming a space pilot takes like 20 years of school and stuff. Can't even open a thing. They're all staring at her panties because they're spooky, creepy old men. That's fine. That's fine. It's not, but okay. Um, the character animation and character designs being so goofy, it's very Dead Leaves. When did Dead Leaves come out? But that's Trigger, right? No, that's Production IG, but that's Imaishi. Yeah. But Imaishi didn't have that much to do with Diebuster, did he? Is he even on staff for it? He's not. He's not even listed staff for Diebuster. So that's interesting that there's so much similarity. The whole manifesting a gigantic thing out of your shadow, it seems, upon removing a thing from your forehead, has shades of Furikuri written all over it. And then we get kind of into some of the effects animation and mechanical stuff and explosions and destruction. And this thing, the Buster machine itself seems to be a shadow or almost an illusion of sorts. It seems to be manifested from something else. Ah, the scarf. Actually, the character in Furikuri, does that character wear a scarf? Yeah, she does. She certainly does wear a scarf. Okay, I see. All right, then we've got the one shoe, one foot, which becomes useful later when she's trying to hold up the creature and save her mama character. We get to see her like straining with her toes. It's kind of cool. Runs after her and starts talking about stuff and how she wants to do things with be like Nonoriri. I got this weird feeling that Nonoriri is like the legend of Noriko. No-ri. And with the messing up of Welcome Home and the changing to the language, maybe that's something that happened. Super just fantastic like characterization and going to the extremes with some of the character animation is really neat. Put it on her, it splits and falls off. You're not cut out for this. You suck. And then yeah, shout outs or homage, I guess, to Gunbuster, homage to where we came from. That's the thing that's so clear throughout all of this is that like in this first episode you can clearly see what they're paying homage to and what they are taking from, and also just knowing where the studio is going after this. It's really interesting to see all of these ideas that are sort of related to Gunbuster being funneled toward what will become Gurren Lagann. It's almost like Gunbuster through the filter of Furikuri before TTGL becomes a thing. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't make any sense. It probably doesn't. All right, we get our talking cat. Some really gorgeous scenes of them walking around. The backgrounds are in this interesting middle ground where some of the far stuff, like the mats for the skies and things, are fabulously detailed and brushstrokey. But the whole city and the whole universe sort of feels lived in and old, even if it's new and hyper techy and cool that way. And we start to see this creepy uh, centipede thing. Then we find out that it's just that thing's dick. It's not. I mean, it's something else, but might as well be. And then just the sense of scale and monstrosity in this four-legged creature thing. Where have I seen something like it? It reminds me of something in particular. I don't know what though. Some sort of other monster from something else. I feel like it reminds me of certain droids, but I don't know. In Star Wars droids, but I don't know. All right. And then we start actually fighting with it, and it just becomes insane. Just insanity. With a very footy-cooty, very, very, like, ah, the way that these shots are put together and the way that they flow is so that. Is that an Akira slide? I think so. There's so much homage. There's so much weirdness. All right, and then she calls it forth from the sky, and we get this gigantic CG creature. Pa! Pow! And then the head, and it's this gigantic thing that fights independently of her, but gains power when she's actually in it. And something ether sparkles? I don't know. And then we really get going with this fight. Some of the effects animation and keyframe stuff going on here. And you can feel the storyboards throughout. It's just cool. Like this scene. Yeah. Let's go back another 5 seconds. Wow, that explosion. The massive amounts of shaky cam. Flying through the air. Up and then stretch. You can really feel the storyboards coming to life here. It's awesome. This is a very familiar set of cuts. I wonder if there's a way to find out who key animated that particular set of cuts. Maybe it was Tsurumaki himself. Maybe. Hiroyuki Aoyama. I mean, there are a lot of names. Shin Itagaki on key animation. There are a lot of familiar names on the key animator side of things, but to know whose cut this is a little bit beyond my knowledge of key animators. I'm sure I could find it after a little while, and maybe some digging around on Sakagaburu. All right, so we get a pretty classic setup. Character that's familiar to our main character, trapped under something that's way too big for her to possibly lift, and she sort of proves her own motivations here, and the motivations of the show that she came from, where it was true, hard work and guts were all that mattered in the universe, and she proves that that's still valid, that's still something. There's that cut of her torn socks or leggings or whatever, again. And then we get this perfect scene that is only made more perfect by it being a terrible screw up as the creature comes alive and takes off into space, gets all crazy, and her robot has a mind of its own and actually hesitates because it sees her. She is there, she is alive. Now, I'm into dangerous territory because I know that there is titty in a moment, but that's okay because there is a topless Inazuma kick, which is just sort of fucking... Alright, there's the rip, but we got it from behind, so we don't actually have to... There, titty. And the Inazuma kick! And then a Buster Beam. The fanest of service. I'm topless too. Fan service on so many different axes of what that actually means. I also found it interesting that a lot of in this main fight, a lot of the audio is very muted for the sound design. Even the music, it becomes quiet as they actually battle. It's interesting, it's weird, it's different. Every shot is kind of intentional. Everything has an angle of choice. There's intent and also a bit of joy throughout this whole thing. It's pretty clear that this is like celebratory and also meant to be awesome and to catch your attention. I think it succeeds on pretty much every count. Now, is it the same kind of... It's not the same. It's definitely not the same as Gunbuster. It's like Gunbuster, but 15 years removed. I know that's ridiculous because that's literally just... I could have made that statement before seeing the episode. But if you know what I mean, I think you'll know what I mean. It's the same idea, but with 15 years of anime in between. And incorporating all of it. A weird hodgepodge of old ideas and new style and new technology in the CG and all sorts of stuff. Kind of fascinating. I want to watch more. I want to watch more. I want to watch more. Let's go ahead and dive on into episode 2 of Diebuster. I'm going to take a breaky thingy and do a syncy thingy so that we're all synced up for the next episode. So I'll see you in a moment. Peace. All right, we are all synced up and ready to go for Diebuster episode 2. The first episode was a rollicking good time. I assume we're going to get into more of the meat of the universe in this episode and maybe go and fight some space monsters in space. I don't know how to describe the way that I feel about this. I feel like it's a combination of a lot of things, and while it's clearly paying homage to Gunbuster, it's also very much its own thing going on here. It's got the same sort of hard work and guts, and you need your tits out to win the day, but it's also got a whole bunch of what I can only call Tsurumaki flair and shades of what will become Gurren Lagann. It's weird. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm excited to see more. Let's watch more. Let's watch episode 2. Beep beep timer. Satellite-based mega nebula. Who's speaking? Fraternity HQ. Oh. Ah. Hmm. So Earth still exists. No. No. Oh. Oh, wow, that is so fluid and fun. Okay. Using cuts from episode 1. Very much like, I'll bet that's intentional as an homage because the first Gunbuster OP, the only Gunbuster OP, was all cuts from. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, some new stuff that I'm sure will be in this episode. Inazuma kick. That walk cycle is so cool. I wonder who did it. I'm gonna just write down who did walk cycle OP question mark. Is he their mechanic named Casio? What? She's a robot? She's a robot? Petanco. Hmm? Mars Warning and Control Force. Lunar Tokyo. Makes sense they would be on high alert then. What are you doing, buddy? Part-timer robot. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. So that's you, eh? Oh. Oh. He knows how to do it. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Is he the main big bad guy to be revealed? I don't know. Hmm. Hmm. Character animation. Fantastic. Where do I get one? Thanks for your belief in me. So she's a robot. Still stuck on that for a moment. Hi, Buster. Is it? The Gurren Lagann-esque flames? Why not? Okay. it means no ceiling, right? No limit. She just takes it too literally. But hey, if it works for her, then it works, right? Lala Charn. Okay. Really? Eh. Hmm. Hey. Okay. So topless has to do with being a dreamer, not having any limits. Hmm. So topless eventually expire. Hey. You don't even need a plug suit. And in you go. Hmm. Humanity's ability to dream. topless and the monsters. Hmm. Okay. Space monsters? But you'll call them as soon as you need them, hey? Same thing, but with reverb. All right, Uchukaiju. Will it trigger her to actually do a thing? And they're going to fail. Because you really do need the topless. Get the fuck off me. Uh-huh. Sure. Good luck. Beastron 3. The the holographic map. It's not gonna work. Hey, little callback. Except a lot more of them. All right, let's see how this works. Oh, that's kind of cool. Uh-huh. You did nothing. And boom. It blew all of you up. More hard work, more guts, maybe a little bit of titty. That's what we need! You need us. So, do you want to die? Is that a space monster? Oh. Is this a reference to the thing with the giant squid eye? I can't remember what it is. Hacking? Cyber whale. Oh, a relative of the cyber dolphin? Probably. Oh man, what the fuck? The what? Nicholas? Eh. Eh. A. Yep. Why does it remind me of Viral's machine? I don't know. Oh. This exotic maneuver is to take over other people's ships and use them as suicide weapons? Cuban! Oh. 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 Who knows? Oh. Baka. Ding! So it's like teleporting. Quantization. Gotcha. Hello. Hello. I'm here to save you. Hey. Hi. Shut up, no. Along for the ride. All right, let's go. Oh, that's cool. Beam. Oh. Close. Close. Wow, the sense of scale is kind of awesome. Hmm. Oh, will it listen to you? Decisions. It looms. Gotta save some people. Already turning red hot. That's not good. All right, how can we do both, though? Captain Dickhead. Exotic maneuver. Or something from No. We need some special No powers. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Huh? But how? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Become cubes. Hmm. Oh, how rare. Who is this? Are these the Serpentines? Twins. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was mentioned Serpentine twins, right? Yeah. Uh, eh, eh. The heart that calms her? Hmm. Oh, that's Tico. 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 Uniform? We made it. Hmm. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna skip the preview this time because spoilers. Actually, nah, let's just watch it. Whoa. Sure. I hate the topless. That sounds like Tico. Okay. So, can't immediately find who did the animation direction. Diebuster opening. Groovin' Magic. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. Uh, Diebuster opening director. Can't find anything. Okay. So, opening scenes with some fan service and some scrubbing, and also some reveals that Nono is a robot, but one that seems to be an artificial intelligence capable of self-awareness, and that's cool. Let me get this opening theme song, which has like the grooviest theme called Groovin' Magic. It's fucking groovy. And very much like Gunbuster before it, utilizes a lot of shots from the first and second episodes. In fact, it's almost completely made up of shots from the first and second episodes, with the exception of this walk cycle as she just strides forward goofily against multicolored backgrounds. And then we flash through all of these other characters and other things going on in the background. It's kind of awesome. Everybody's walking in the same direction. Some people are standing still, but she just keeps walking on. Wonder if that's got any thematic relevance. I would assume so. All right, so then we've got Cassio, and Nicholas. Nicholas, who strikes me immediately as like potentially being not a very good person, but unknown. The first things that we see him do are berate Cassio for perving, which is fine. But he also sort of discounts the possibility that Nono could be cool, and more than that, we almost immediately see him pull Lark aside, and he's clearly aware that she is into him and is clearly using that to his advantage. I don't know how important that's going to be going forward, but given what the Serpentine twins said to him about could you do something blah 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 right after saying that Nono looks delicious, it seems like he's more than happy to sacrifice people. Now, I think the most interesting thing in this episode is the sort of subtextual reveal of what being a topless actually means. And a lot of that comes from our context of meeting the first adult character who knows anything about the topless. First off, they're sort of celebrities, partly because she's cute, but also and more importantly because they're really powerful and unique, and they're celebrities among adults. They're also feared, and we see that by the fact that he feels the need to handcuff her and prevent her from taking off the I guess limiter thing that she puts on her forehead. Then there are a couple of things about his character design. The incredibly tall and thin with this gigantic overbearing pointed hat. It's a very funny design. It actually reminds me quite a bit of I can't remember his name. Captain, it's like Captain Thunder or something. It's something stupid from Redline. The same kind of big pointy head by the book type of character. I don't know how to like characterize it or how to explain it, but immediately we can sort of like feel that kind of a vibe from this character. And then what we get from him are a few interesting lines, like I was a topless once. Yeah, there we go. Wow. Even I was once topless when I was just a kid, just like everybody else. Now this immediately tells us, oh, that's what being a topless is. And more than that, suddenly sort of the themes that we're working with sort of like crack open just a little bit. It feels the same way once you start to realize what spirals represent in Gurren Lagann, just as a thing. But it appears that to be topless is to be someone with limitless ambition, with limitless drive to success, and that's the thing which creates this magical power that essentially rewrites reality around them, right? That changes what is possible and creates these exotic maneuvers that are the only thing that can defeat the real problems in the world, right? The space monsters. book learning and going by the rules and feeling limited by your place as an adult is the natural progress of things, right? And the implication, it's not even an implication, it's text. It's stated that all topless have an expiration date, that eventually people's dreams run out and they stop being able to be that kind of an ambitious dreamer. They stop being able to tap into whatever that is. Now that makes one thing really interesting, which is Nono is different, and here's why. Nono doesn't have to change necessarily. She can be an idealist, dreamer, ambitious kid in her mind forever, and if she is an AI, she could be technically immortal as such. She could be a never grow up character. Peter Pan, but without the uh without that type of moral lesson, right? The whole lesson for Peter Pan was like you have to grow up even though you don't necessarily want to, and was characterized as like a truly childish fantasy that one should grow up out of. Just off of what I know about the people involved in Gynax at the time of this, I think it's taking the opposite approach, which is that it's reveling in and putting forth the idea that never growing up, that maintaining that childishness, that willingness to dream and to throw yourself wholeheartedly at your dreams is of value and is something that maybe we should aspire to be. I think that's probably the big thematic push of the show. And it could change as we move forward, but I get the feeling that that's how Nono fits into this story, and that's how the whole being a topless fits. It's not about having your top off, it's about having no limit to your aspirations. And it appears, I don't understand yet what the little seals on their foreheads are, but they seem to restrain that ability temporarily or create a bit of a limiter that prevents them from, I guess, unduly rewriting the reality around them. And the powers that they express are expressed animation-wise through glowing light and the ability to make gigantic robots appear and materialize seemingly out of nowhere, in very much the same way as that like the robots in Furikuri or the things in Furikuri appear out of people, but are their ability to reshape the world around them to some extent. It's a bit weird to draw parallels there. I need to rewatch Furikuri. That's another thing that I've realized as I'm getting further into Diebuster is that I need to rewatch Furikuri real bad. So he tries to go at the newly arrived space monster using only adult stuff and technology and things, and it fails miserably. They're instantly bopperoonied, and their gigantic laser beam attacks, and it, it's all a setup. We have boatloads and boatloads of laser beamers getting all set up and ready. He's all, we're gonna do it. These are the state-of-the-art battleships. They're going to destroy this space monster. Impossible, it didn't even have a scratch on it? How can it be? And then it does a flyby, and you realize just how horrible these eldritch monstrosities are that we have to face. And it's the people who are childish in the way that they face them that succeed. Hmm. Being a dreamer and not having limits. And then we introduced the idea of every topless has an expiration date, and the idea that Nicholas here is right on the cusp of his own expiration. We get him with a Gynax pose. Dope. Super dope. Love it. And then we have a decision time. She is teleported there inside of the Buster machine. Dick Snuff. you know what I mean, is teleported there, and they begin the battle. But she realizes that one of these space whales, which I'm going to assume are related somehow to that floating dolphin that we saw in Gunbuster, just a little mini homage. One of them is falling to Mars, and the people on it will die, the captain included. And she urges Princess Lark to go and help and save them, and does so. But it is only when Nono grabs the thing that they manage to produce enough power to actually get up and out of there. Dreams combined, I suppose? I don't know. I just don't know. Like, confused as to the nature of Nono's abilities at this point, but I think everybody is. And we'll have to see if she's able to pilot her own Buster machine. This whole split this gigantic thing in half and then into cubes is awesome. It's just awesome. I don't know how you can get much more awesome than that. It's pretty fucking cool. And yep, even you have to accept it. But yeah, you're not young anymore. There's no way for you to avoid it. And I get the feeling that when juxtaposed with the conversation with the people who I assume, no, he says it straight up. They're the Serpentine twins, is that they're offering him some way to extend his ability to be a topless. And then the two of them, and checking, and she seems to have a heartbeat. Although all we hear when she does this is mechanical whirring, right? Oh. Yeah, worry clickiness. Interesting. Again, some fascinating direction, interesting use of light and darkness, and standout character animation for certain moments. I really appreciate this scene, this whole sequence, with the somewhat looming but thin and pointy guy, and her with the glowing handcuffs. It's just cool looking. And he is real creepy, especially the way he offers her coffee when her hands are tied behind her back. It's real creepy. It also helps that we don't really get to see his eyes all throughout. I wonder if that's intentionally Gendo-esque, or if it's just a similar type of thing being done for similar reasons. I don't know. Do we ever actually see his eyes? Does it happen a bit later? Do his glasses things? Yeah, we do see his eyes once there we go. I think that's the first time in the episode that we actually see his eyes, and it's when the space monster flies by and looks in, and then suddenly he is afraid and humanized. This whole sequence where the elements of the backgrounds or the ships themselves are CG bending, I suppose that's the power that Nicholas is using, right? Because he seems to be changing their ships to actually be whale creatures that swim through and are almost sperm-like, and then using them as sort of suicide bombers to take chunks out of them. It's real weird. It's real weird. And yeah, his eyes remain visible after he's been scared. He's humanized by that. He's no longer the stand above you and gleam down with blank eyes. He's a person now because he's afraid. Huh. That's interesting. What the hell? Come on. Beam. Yeah, lots of cool things. A hero of justice would go and save them right now. And then she does. Hard work and guts, right? Hard work and guts. And being topless. These are the important things in the universe. Okay. Well, another really interesting episode, and one which I think makes the thematic push of this show a lot more clear now. Kind of hope that I'm right, and I kind of hope that it goes further and further on that path and gets a little bit more not straightforward so much as it just expands on the idea. because I think it makes sense. Nono is a robot who dreams and is thus potentially the greatest topless because she might not ever expire. She might be able to remain in that childish state of dreaming and believing in being a hero of justice forever and ever. Could be cool. All right, I think that's going to be it for me. So, I've been Teeaboo. This has been Toppo Nerai 2 Diebuster, episodes 1 and 2, and I am sincerely glad that I'm watching it immediately after because this is a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see how it shapes up in the next couple of episodes. So, hope you've enjoyed these couple of episodes as much as I have, and I hope to catch you next time when we will probably watch episodes 3 and 4. See you there. Peace.